An effort to keep the roads safe has reached a major milestone. The program that's been keeping an eye out for the elderly for more than a decade. Fed up with fee hikes, the nearly 100% increase driving people out of a local condo complex. Next at 7.
Download the free WESH 2 News app today.
A carjacking, chase, and a deadly crash. The Orlando man who's suspected of starting the string of chaos.
And one Central Florida school district is cracking down on bad behavior, but some are wondering if the discipline is being passed out evenly.
And trick-or-treating is in full swing right now. I've got your forecast, and it says it's going to be a beautiful night ahead. Check out those numbers, folks.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
It's about that time of Halloween. Kids are out trick-or-treating, and we need to know what people are going to see.
Yeah, Tony, it looks like it's going to be a perfect night to be out and about.
My wife just texted me. The neighborhood's buzzing. The kids are out. The weather's cooperating, and there's a lot of traffic in the old Monalfi neighborhood.
And everyone's happy about it?
So far, everybody's behaving too. Let's talk about that forecast for tonight. We are looking good. We've got fair skies. Fronts up to the north. You can see it moving on in. Low pressure is going to get kicked out and away from us. Look at the temperatures right now. 77 degrees. A nice drop off from that 82 here from 6 to 7 o'clock. 72 back towards Titusville. And with that breeze out there, it is feeling mighty, mighty nice for our trick-or-treaters tonight. So let's take a look at the updated evening forecast here. Comfortable, slow cooling through 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock breezy and turning a little bit cooler. Temperatures then coming in at 71. Some of the coolest air in a long while is moving back in. In fact, some folks won't even get out of the 60s tomorrow, Michelle. I'll talk more about that straight ahead.
All right, Tony, thank you. Traffic is moving again on I-95 South in Flagler County after a big crash closed down that area for hours today. A carjacking in Duval County led to a high-speed chase into Flagler County, which ended with the suspect crashing into the back of a semi-trailer.
Let's compare it to video we got from Chopper 2. This all began this morning just before 11:30. The suspect, a 30-year-old man from Orlando, died in that crash. FHP is investigating the incident.
And a massive 5-vehicle crash in Osceola County ended with a fire. FHP says a Ford pickup truck was driving on I-4 in Celebration when it hit a person on a motorcycle while changing lanes, and that set off a chain reaction involving 3 other vehicles. The first 2 caught fire. 3 people were taken to the hospital. We're told the motorcyclist died. Investigators are still trying to piece together everything that happened.
2 people have now been arrested after a man was found shot in downtown Orlando. Police say the victim met up with 26-year-old DeKayla Gray and 30-year-old Kevin Johnson at the Rosemont Community Center, where they held him up at gunpoint and demanded money. They say he didn't have any, and the suspects then allegedly kidnapped him. The victim tried to escape by jumping out of the car near Roslyn and Central. He was then shot while running away. Both Gray and Johnson are facing several charges, including attempted murder, kidnapping, and armed carjacking.
Orlando police arrested a man in connection to a deadly shooting that happened earlier this month. 25-year-old Trayvon Lamons is facing a second-degree murder charge and more. Investigators say on October 12th, he shot a man at the Dover Gardens Apartments on Gardens Place. The shooting victim, identified as Dexter Owens, later died.
Brevard Public Schools are trying to cut down on behavior problems with stricter discipline policies.
But as our Brevard County Bureau Chief Scott Heidler tells us, some school board members are concerned about disproportionate discipline.
The next regular Brevard Public School Board meeting will be November 14th at 5:30 in the afternoon.
A Castleberry woman accused of killing her husband will be back in court tomorrow. Sherry Fitzpatrick is accused of killing her husband in 2021. And in court today, prosecutors said that she changed her story a bunch of times and was deceptive about what happened from the moment she called 911. They say that she told investigators that she had argued with her husband and then left and came back to find him dead, not knowing what happened. They say she later told them that he had come toward her and that she fired a warning shot.
One lie, one deception after another, after another, after another. Except for the fact that he was dead and had blood all around his head. Everything she said was not true.
The defense team says it will give an opening statement later on. Fitzpatrick's lawyers have argued that this is a case of self-defense.
Court documents show the state has filed a motion to revoke the bond of the man accused of DUI manslaughter in the deaths of 2 people. Michael Thompson's accused of running into the back of a motorcycle in late October on State Road 46 in Geneva. 65-year-old Richard Mills and 61-year-old Joanne Talley both died in that crash. The judge ordered Thompson to avoid alcohol if he gets out on bond and ordered him to wear an ankle monitor that detects alcohol use. In the motion to revoke his bond, the state says he never showed up to get the ankle monitor and the alcohol monitor, and witnesses say that he bought at a local convenience store after his release. After a fire ripped through a historic Central Florida theater, leaders are now looking at what comes next.
Flagler Playhouse has been around for decades, and WESH 2's Pamela Combs spoke with the president of the theater about the future of this historic spot. A new hotel is coming to town in the heart of Flagler Beach. A new Margaritaville location is in the works, and many residents are excited about it. But this project is getting some pushback.
We've had some complaints, and we've obviously sales are down, not huge, but noticeable. And I would assume some of it has to do with that. We've been very consistent for a long time.
But now his customers are having trouble getting to his restaurant. The Margaritaville construction is causing parking issues and road closures. The developer and city staff figured out the logistics of these road closures months ago, but this plan was never presented to the city commission. So now the city manager says he is working with the developer on a compromise.
A state program to protect the elderly is hitting a major milestone. This month marks the 15th anniversary of Florida's Silver Alert program. Since the program began in 2008, more than 3,200 Silver Alerts have been activated, more than 170 this year alone. Florida's Silver Alert program has been directly responsible for more than 300 recoveries of missing senior citizens.
In Orange County, about 50 bikers passed through to honor Florida's 28 fallen first responders who died in the line of duty last year. Included in the dedication, Orange County Deputy Mike Milmerstadt, who died in March of this year after a brain injury. The Brotherhood ride started in Naples on Friday, and it will end in Miami on Saturday.
A warning from the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office about a truck with some junk in the trunk.
Yeah, they're asking drivers to keep an eye out for the booty patrol impersonating law enforcement. Take a look. Yeah, it says booty patrol. They say this Chevy Silverado has been impersonating officials in several other Florida counties as well. It's equipped with red and blue lights and green decals that say booty patrol. The license plate tag is on your screen right now. It is H05F41. They have not said if any drivers have been pulled over, but the DeSoto County Sheriff's Office is determined to catch the poser behind the wheel.
What's that siren sound like?
Oh, I don't know, Stu.
We need to interview the booty patrol people at 7 o'clock.
If you can catch them.
If you can catch them. All right, people living in one Central Florida condo complex are outraged at new fees.
It's shocking.
Does it make you mad?
Of course it makes me mad. I don't understand.
The reason some of those fees are increasing by almost 100%.
Plus saying, I boo the couples who came out for a spooky hollow wedding ceremony.
In backyards, beaches, and even Disney, more and more bear sightings are happening across Central Florida.
We let the bear get too comfortable, it ends up hurting a person.
But are they a cause for concern? How to stay safe tonight at 11.
First Warning Weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by Greenway Kia.
One woman is recovering after a school bus crashed into a tree in Marion County. The 40-year-old woman was the bus driver. She had a medical emergency while driving, and that caused the bus to drive off the road and crash into that tree. No students were on board at the time. The woman was taken to a hospital.
It was less than magical start to the day in Disney after a monorail stopped in its tracks. Everyone is okay, but dozens of people had to be evacuated from the monorail near Epcot. Reedy Creek and Orange County firefighters are at that scene this morning. Representative from Disney said the monorail got a flat tire near the Epcot parking lot toll plaza. A total of 71 people were taken off safely.
Tonight, Disney says if Governor Ron DeSantis wins a federal lawsuit, there will be consequences for other companies. Disney made this statement in court papers asking the judge to reject the governor's motion to dismiss. The lawsuit claims its free speech rights were violated after speaking out against the parental rights and education law. DeSantis argues the lawsuit is meritless.
Owners at a local condo complex are angry tonight about plans to hike the Homeowners Association fees nearly 100%.
WESH 2 News investigative reporter Greg Fox talked with people people who say they're already struggling, and now this latest hike could drive them to sell and move out.
WESH News reached out to Century Management, which runs the property for the HOA. We'll update our story once we've heard back.
The city of Oviedo will host a public forum on Thursday night to discuss the police department building referendum. It's being held at Oviedo City Hall at 6:30. Oviedo City Council members and staff will be at City Hall answering questions. They will also give out some information packets for people who attend to take home.
A heads up for voters in Seminole County who want to vote in the Lake Mary and Oviedo municipal election. Election day is not until next Tuesday, November 7th, but early voting starts this weekend. Early voting polls open Saturday, November 4th from 10 until 6. And for the city of Orlando's election, voters can cast their ballots early now through Sunday, November 5th. We have a lot of helpful information about the races and what you need to know to vote on WESH.com. Some families in Lake County say they are getting too scared to leave their homes because bears are hanging outside their doorsteps. Some of them have installed cameras to catch the furry intruders, and they are trying to get help from the state. Neighbors told us the bears have damaged their screen patios and have even killed some livestock. One woman has been living in her home for nearly 30 years, but says the bear sightings have become a problem in the last 4 years.
I have 4 young children. My neighbor has 2. I like to have them play outside, but they can't even go outside because they're scared because they don't know if a bear is going to be around the corner or not.
Neighbors say they have reported the bear sightings to Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
All right, Stu, it seems like we hit the jackpot with the Halloween forecast.
I've already seen pictures and videos out of my neighborhood, Tony. It is packed outdoors.
Yeah, there's a lot of youngsters out there tonight, and the weather could not have been any better. Gorgeous sunset now over central Florida. You can see a front that is on the move, a little secondary front going to reinforce this cooler air that's going to be diving on in overnight tonight, and you're going to notice a distinct change in the air mass. We're going from summer today to fall tomorrow, as highs tomorrow will struggle just to get into the upper 60s here in Ocala. Notice the temperature now: Jacksonville 76, Ocala 77, 78 in Tampa, but the actual true colder air is up in the panhandle. That will build in overnight tonight and during the early morning hours tomorrow. So not bad for the trick-or-treaters in any of our 8 or 9 counties that we broadcast to. Wind speeds are nice and comfortable in that 5 to 15 mile an hour range. 85 today, 72 tomorrow. Again, the average high temperature this time of the year is about 82 degrees. So fall is definitely returning. 85 today, 57 by Thursday morning. Folks, that's a 28-degree drop in temperatures. In fact, 46 in Ocala, 54 to Lamb, 63 Melbourne, and 55 on into Winter Haven. When we take a look at that setup for Thursday and Friday, high pressure will gently glide to the north, then the east. Onshore flow gets going. Temperatures begin to moderate. Few showers start arriving by Friday along the coast. We'll have to watch that for those communities there. But for the Hurricanes and the Silverhawks, clouds and breezy. Grab a jacket. Temperatures will fall back into the upper 60s to near the 70-degree mark. Little trough of low pressure gets going along a stationary front. Looks like the best rain chances will be along the coast this weekend, but a few showers will move inland as well. Let's take a look now at Invest 97. Over the next 7 days, a 60% chance of developing here. It's over warm waters. The environment may get a little bit better here in the short run. But down the road, as the computer models show the trends here, looks like the upper level wind shear will increase as this one moves into the western Caribbean. So no concerns for the United States. Something, though, that we're watching down to the south. We'll take a look now at the updated 7-day forecast. Gorgeous weather Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures moderate as we head into the weekend and early next week, and rain chances will be going up as well.
Getting hitched on Halloween.
The couples who tied the knot in spooky fashion. The group Scaramony. These newlyweds will never forget.
Download the free WESH 2 News app today.
For some people, getting married may be one of the scariest things they do.
But this Halloween, several couples are saying I do to their boo. 7 couples tied the knot today at the old courthouse in Kissimmee. To love and to cherish till death do them part. They stood in a semicircle in one big group as eerie music played in the background. Osceola County Clerk of Courts Kelvin Soto performed the Scaramony. One couple in true spooky fashion came dressed in costume.
I feel excited, nervous. It's a lot of emotion in the same moment, but it's really nice. I really like the ceremony.
This is actually the second year they've done this Hallow Wedding event at Osceola County, and one big benefit, it will be hard to forget, the date of their anniversaries.
And here's a little help if you waited until the last minute to find a costume. The State Emergency Management Office posted this photo letting people know they have them covered. It shows a totally legit, not at all photoshopped, prepared Floridian costume with 7 disaster plans, a 7-day supply kit, and a NOAA hand crank weather radio.
Okay, this Halloween, trick-or-treaters can see some amazing decorations in our local neighborhoods, but look at this. One family down in Palm Beach County is making the holiday a little extra spooky with a walk through Florida swamp. Beth Townsend is the mastermind behind all of this, creating nearly everything by hand. She and her husband get most of their materials secondhand or from digging around in the woods. She says it took them about 2 weeks to put the whole setup together.
I think we just had a vision and we wanted to see it come together, and as each piece was built and each character was made, it made us more excited to keep going. So I think it kind of grew. It wasn't going to be this big, but it just kept growing.
The Townsends say they're ready for the trick-or-treaters, and they have the big candy bars, Stuart. That's always the most important thing.
That's what kids want. All right, we are following several stories for you tonight,
including learning to live with the neighbors. We're not talking about the newlyweds next door. We are talking about bears, the one thing that you could have on your lawn that's basically like rolling out the welcome mat for those animals.
Plus other things you can do to keep them from getting comfortable on your property. That's all new tonight at 10 and 11.
All right, that'll do it for us for now. Join us again at 10 on CW18 and 11 o'clock right here on WESH 2.
The news is always on at WESH.com and the WESH 2 News mobile app. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching WESH 2 News. Get caught up on local news, originals, and more. Download the Very Local app and stream for free on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, iOS, and Android mobile devices.
With WESH 2 News, you're at the center of breaking news.
That's because we tell the stories that matter to you.
We know how valuable your time is.
So our time is spent on accurate reporting.
We'll bring you more when we know more.
Bringing you the information you need to know. Alerting you to all that's happening in Central Florida. So you can trust when a story breaks.
We will be there for you.
Stuart Moore and Summer Knowles, weeknights at 6 and 11 on WESH 2 News. Local, live, late breaking. WESH 2 News, honored with 3 regional Merle Awards, including overall excellence.